Ever wondered why the price of your favorite goods and services keep increasing over time? This is a phenomenon known as inflation, a term you've probably heard thrown around a fair bit. Inflation is the general increase in prices of goods and services in an economy over time. It's usually measured as a percentage change in the average price level of a basket of goods and services consumed by households. First, we've got the causes of inflation. Demand pull inflation happens when demand for goods and services outruns their supply. This often takes place during economic expansions when everyone's spending more. Then there's cost push inflation, which comes into play when production costs go up. Businesses, in turn, pass these higher costs on to consumers, causing inflation. Governments can also trigger inflation by excessively increasing the money supply, leaving more money to chase after the same amount of goods and driving prices up. Expectations can play a part, too. If people anticipate prices going up in the future, they might buy more now, leading to increased demand and potential inflationary pressures. Now, there are different types of inflation. Moderate inflation is mild and predictable, and it can even be beneficial since it encourages spending, investment, and economic growth. Hyperinflation, on the other hand, is extreme and uncontrollable, often leading to rapid price increases. Then there's deflation, the opposite of inflation, where the general price level of goods and services decreases. This can be harmful as it discourages spending and investment. Inflation can have various effects. It reduces the purchasing power of money, meaning each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. Central banks may raise interest rates to control inflation, impacting borrowing, investment, and economic growth. Inflation can also lead to wealth redistribution, benefiting borrowers but harming savers and fixed-income earners. High or unpredictable inflation can create uncertainty in the economy, making long-term planning difficult for businesses and consumers. Inflation is measured in different ways. The Consumer Price Index, or CPI, measures the average change over time in the prices paid by urban consumers. The Producer Price Index, or PPI, tracks the average change in selling prices received by domestic producers. The GDP deflator reflects the price changes in all goods and services produced domestically. Managing inflation involves various strategies. Central banks use monetary policy, like adjusting interest rates, open market operations, and reserve requirements. Governments can influence inflation through taxation, spending, and regulation, known as fiscal policy. Supply-side policies can also help mitigate inflationary pressures by addressing factors like production costs, regulations, and market competition. In a nutshell, inflation is a complex economic phenomenon with far-reaching impacts on individuals, businesses, and the overall economy. It requires a delicate balance of policies to ensure price stability while promoting economic growth and stability. So, the next time you notice the price of your favorite coffee or chocolate bar going up, you'll know a little more about why that's happening.